For-profit small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. So we're not just talking about it, Black Amazon Queen. We are doing it, girl. Rig on Wheels is new. Her name is Camille. Hey, Camille, I like how you spell your name. Ariel says she's in Atlanta. Hey, girl, do you like this? We're breathing the same air. You're welcome. Okay. She said you're hoping to start an online optical. What is that? Eventually I moved to brick and mortar. What is an online optical? Let me know. It's so I can't see the rest. It looks like, is it Adria? I don't know. It cuts it off. Let me know your full name in the chat. Spiritual metaphysical store. There's one I've been meaning to stop by because I think they sell like crystals and stuff. I'm not heavy into that, but I'm just like fascinated. I just like looking at stuff and being nosy and like, okay, what that do? I'm gonna have a lot of questions. So I love stuff like incense and stuff like that. The last shop I bought like this big pack of incense from, they moved. So I gotta go find where they went because it just smells so good when you walk in. Like it just puts you in a different mood. And I actually sit and burn my incense in these little cones and listen to soft music as I'm applying for grants. And y'all, I literally just got the news maybe 20 minutes ago that I won a $6,000 grant today. Yay! Me, okay? I'm patting myself. Won't it do it? Ain't God good? Hallelujah. And thank you, Jesus. Amen. Okay. So I'm congratulating myself and still showing up for you guys. So I can't tell you all the details yet. They literally specifically said, hey, you better not tell nobody else. So they said, we could tell our core team, you guys are my core people, because I'm bringing y'all with me if you're ready. So I share about grant, like the call I was on tonight, along with other grant funded opportunities that I'm a part of that are coming up that you can qualify for. All of that is news that I share with my true crew over at blackwomeningrants.com. So again, if you are new here, welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, founder of blackwomeningrants.com, where I help Black women for profits. I'm Dr. AJ Austin. Find, apply for, and win grants. And as I say often, I'm in here with y'all. I'm winning with you. So I just got phenomenal news. This is the fourth program this year. I'm losing track heavily. That I'm progressing through. I actually this week had my first meeting with another opportunity that I'm a part of with Google, and we'll be hosting an event in partnership in Hotlanta, Georgia, in April 2026. So I hope y'all are ready, honey. These are exclusive grant opportunities and invites that I'm sending to our list of mentees over at blackwomeningrants.com. And we have over 600 ladies there. Some of these opportunities, only 20 or 30 of y'all gonna get invitations. And it just depends on who is really wanting to take grants seriously for their business, because I'm here for it, okay? Thank you, Kendra, for my congratulations. Thank you, Be Natural. Thank you, Jessica, for my hand claps. Thank you for the heart eyes, Z loves. So in the chat, tell me what y'all do. Let's talk about grants. Let's talk about getting money for your business, because that's what I'm helping Black women do over at blackwomeningrants.com. And we have ladies, I call them my top 20. So these are ladies that consistently keep in touch with me. They show up on our lives. They're emailing me. They're letting me know about their wins, the grants they're applying for. They're asking me questions to get clarity on their essays and their applications and their video pitches and their small business pitch competitions, etc. So they've won over $347,460 in less than a year's time. So over the last few months, it hasn't even been a full year, these ladies have reached almost $500,000 in winnings. I got 2 spots tonight. We got 18 in the crew. I'm looking for 20. You want to be one of 2? Head over to blackwomeningrants.com. Grab your scholarship price to come join us in the mentorship, because we got so much more coming up. So much more going on. I'm trying to contain my excitement. I cannot keep a secret. So it's hard for me not to talk about and tell the goodness of the Lord. But God is good. And so I want you to be a part of it. So that's why I offer our scholarship pricing for our mentorship program over at blackwomeningrants.com. Because as I win grants, I literally win grants to give them back to you guys, to give scholarship spots, to come join us, to learn how to win grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. So if that's you, 2 seats are open right now. First come, first serve. You get our scholarship price of $197 to join us for the next 6 months. Okay, that's over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. Okay, so I wanted to share that so that I did not forget while we are live. Ramona says, I just joined. When did you join, Ramona? Let me know. You mean during tonight's live, did you join? Or did you just join within the last few days? Let me know, because it's 600 plus of y'all. So the more you show up on the lives and chat with me and ask questions, I become more familiar with who you are, what your business is, and what you're looking for grant funding for. Rig on Wheels is a truck driver. She does truck driver recruiting. Love that. And marketing and branding. Got it. Okay, let me see. What was our other comment? Miss Jones is an occupational health and consulting business owner. Anybody else want to tell me what you do in your business? Got it. Ramona says live. It says click here to join. Yeah, so to join the mentorship, you go to blackwomeningrants.com, Ramona, blackwomeningrants.com. You can also get there through the profile link on our TikTok page right here with Black Women in Grants. Just make sure you're in the right profile. We're Black Women in Grants, all lowercase, all one word, no spaces, no numbers, no capitalizations, okay? All right, ladies. So in the chat, if you're new, if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, founder of blackwomeningrants.com. I have personally won over $1 million in grants and grant funded opportunities in my personal life. Now I'm in the professional space teaching you how to do it for your business, because I've won multiple 6 figures in the professional space with funding and grant funded opportunities. I just literally got an email 30 minutes ago that I won $6,000 today, like 30 minutes ago. So this is in action grant winning. I'm not just talking about it. I'm not just theorizing and dreaming and manifesting and making it up. Like I be doing all that, during the process. But as of right now, this is a literal answered prayer with what you guys are getting to witness. And I want to bring this to you. Y'all ready? Put ready in the chat if you are ready to learn about grants, winning grants. I'm going to go through some frequently asked questions about grants real quick. So let me know that you're ready. You're paying attention. You got your journal. Your listening ears are on. I got to check in with y'all because y'all be at work. Y'all be like yelling at the kids. Y'all be taking phone calls. Y'all be driving. Y'all better listen and don't ask me to repeat that because ain't nobody make you do your job twice. Okay. Shoot. So put ready if you're ready. Let me know before I dive in, okay? Thank you, Miss Jones. She said that part. Ain't nobody calling you like, can you repeat that, por favor? Right. Erica told me, don't forget cooking. Y'all be in a bathroom, in a shower. I had to step away. I'm back now. Ma'am. Hello? So let's do rapid fire. Before I share, here's how this will work. I share, you share, or shall I say you share, I share. So here's how you pay the price of admission to get these nuggets I'm about to drop. Take a minute and share this live. Either tap your phone a few times, just like that. Watch the hearts flutter. You can put hashtag FYP in the chat. You can tag somebody, or you can simply share this live out. So when you share, I share. Same time, man. Same time. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give y'all a minute to do that while I sip a little water. Thank you, period. I'm assuming that's your name. You ain't got no profile or no name, but thank you. Thank you, Be Natural, for sharing the live. I see you, Aria, with your hashtag FYP. Oh, how do you pronounce this? It's 62. Thank you, girl. Thank you for sharing, Kendra. Ramona says, is forwarding the same as sharing? Your guess is as good as mine, girl. I'm new to this. My coach just told me to tell y'all to share this line. So that's what I did. So she might be on here too. So there you go. So forward it, Ramona. If that's what you want to do, let's see how that works. Let's learn together, okay? All right. Frequently asked questions of grants. Let's start with the basics. By the way, in the chat, you can tell me how you heard about tonight. Did somebody share it with you? Was it on your FYP? Did I tag you on LinkedIn today? Because I invited like 1,000 million bajillion people and LinkedIn sent it to 100. So let me know. Hello, Tay. Is this Taynika Sands Hendricks, Tay? Because I can't see your picture. Well, I think that's you. Hi, Taynika Sands Hendricks. I think that's you. Miss Jones got a LinkedIn tag. Thank you, girl, for letting me know my hard work. Because I was trying to go, LinkedIn said you got 5,000. I was like, girl, I got all day. Click, invite. So that's what I've been doing and only like 100 with. So you made the cut, Miss Jones. Welcome to TikTok, girl. Thank you for being here and letting me know. How else did y'all hear about it? Kendra heard about it through the FYP. Thank you, Ramona. Yeah, Ramona, it looks like forwarding and sharing is the same thing. Thank you for teaching me as we learn together. Learn something new today on TikTok. Grants are free money. You saw the sticker on my TikTok? I did my homework, y'all. Be proud of me. I got new coaches for TikTok. I'm so shy. Anyway, they kicking my butt. So my work is working. They're right, okay? Rig says, my friend Natasha invited me via LinkedIn. Thank you, Natasha. Natasha, thank you. My sister's name is Natasha too, so everybody get a nickname. So let's talk about grants because y'all are new here. I ain't gonna hold you long unless you want me to. Now I can talk about some grants. My ears perk up. So grants are free money. Okay, put free in the chat. You using a Baperta? Okay, that's Tay. Hey Tay, you using a Baperta? Okay, yeah. That profile looking a little different. Okay. So I was just sharing with them that I just won $6,000 in a grant today. And I'm about to give y'all some tea. So let's go. Let's celebrate this thing with some knowledge. I got to pay it forward. I'm like, hallelujah. Okay, now let me go teach. So grants are free money, FREE. So it's not a loan. It's not debt. It's debt free. No interest. You don't have to pay it back. It's not based on your credit. It's not based on your background or your criminal history. You don't need a cosigner or collateral. As a matter of fact, grants give money to founders who own at least 51% of their business. And so what that looks like is if your business is a partnership, you got to have majority ownership of your business. You have to own at least 51% of your business. Your partners can own the other 49%, but they need a founder. They need a boss. That way, it's only one name on the check. You don't need a cosigner. They don't have to jump through hoops to get you that check, okay? As you guys think of questions, put the questions in the chat because I'm happy to answer them. We're going through frequently asked questions that I get, so we can just kind of nip that in the bud and then get to some deeper teaching, and then I answer questions throughout. So that's how we flow, okay? Free money, not a loan. Don't have to pay it back. Not based on your credit. You don't need a cosigner. You don't need collateral. Like you ain't got to give up your house, your car, your assets. You don't have to beg mama them. So you don't have to crowdfund. You don't have to get mad or get an attitude that your family and your friends don't support your little business, okay? People have free money, OPM, other people's money that is sitting and waiting on you. Like I said, I just got off of a 2-hour call that I did not want to leave, and that ain't like me, girl. I be leaving. I was on camera and everything, and I don't be doing that unless I'm getting paid. But this lady has a $5,000 grant. She just decided to double it to $10,000. And we're going to be talking more about what that means for you. And so we'll be talking behind the scenes, she and I, about this opportunity and then how it could benefit you. So this is for our mentees over at blackwomeningrants.com. If you're in our mentorship, you're in for a treat. I got some stuff up my sleeve. Y'all know I can't keep a secret. So come join me if you want to know the details of this grant. I'm not going to share the details on here. No, y'all know. Quit being nosy. Anyway, that plus the grant that I just won. I know they got money. Like, okay, let me move on because I be done slipped and said something. But anyway, are grants free? Pop quiz. Is it free money or do you have to pay a grant back? Y'all let me know real quick. Let me see who's listening. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Do you have to pay a grant back? Hey, Erica. LaQuinta says no. Thank you for listening, LaQuinta. Ariel says no. Miss Jones says it's free. No, look at y'all. Who said some are? See, it's always one. Ebony, what is going on with you? Grants are free money, period. If it ain't free, you about to get scammed. Right? If it ain't free, it ain't for me. I heard somebody say that the other day. Okay. Is a grant based on your credit? Do they check your credit to get a grant? Or should I do? No. Thank you, Ramonta. Thank you, LaQuinta. Thank you, Ariel. Ebony, what your wrong answer? Okay, there you go. You got it right this time. Hey, Miss T. Welcome, girl. She said no, thank God. I love it. Do you need a co-signer to get a grant? Y'all tell me. I'm asking you. Y'all tell me. What you think? Thank you, LaQuinta. She got it right. You get a sticker. Ariel got it right. 62 got it right. Miss T got it right. Erica got it right. Tay said my computer. That ain't your Lenovo computer, is it? Technique says Hendrix. What? Wait a minute. All right now. Who we need to write? Okay, there's the picture that I know. Hey, Tay. Okay. How much of your business in percentage wise, even if you got a partner, how much percentage do you need to own of your business? That way the grant is only writing the check to one person. How much of your business do you need to own? I said, I don't know if y'all look at the King Talk. You better take notes. Ramona, now, Ramona. Told you it's always one. Thank you, Tay. Now, Miss T, you all the messages you've been sending to me, you better be listening to these notes here. I'm gonna send you a strongly worded DM, okay? I'm just playing. The internet. Your mom. Tell your mom I said, hey, mama. I'll meet her next time I'm in New York at some point. It's 51%. So you need to be at least 51% business owner. I talk a lot of junk on here, Miss T. I think it's your first time in here with us. So welcome. Okay. You get the nice, like, well-worded, well-thoughtful Dr. AJ. We have fun on these lives. Okay. Let me see. What's my last question? What question y'all got for me? Hey, Maddie. Girl, Tay, I didn't know Maddie was a senior. Like, for some reason, I thought Maddie was like 14. I don't know. I think everybody's babies is a baby. So when you was over there tearing up, I was like, wait, what? So my what was for real? Like, wait a minute, what? You know, I just wanted to say that. What question y'all got about what I have shared so far? Hey, 21 people. Okay. A senior. She a senior. Get it, Maddie. Tay, baby. Any question? Oh, somebody did ask a question earlier. I was running my mouth. Hold on, let me scroll back up. Hold on. While I'm looking, y'all tell me how you heard about tonight and brag if it's from LinkedIn. Like, pat me on the back that I did invited you. Ramona says, curious of how many people are going after these grants. This lady Ramona that I just got off a call with to get on here with y'all at 6:30. I was like, dang, should I be late? 1,600 people apply for one grant for $5,000. Ramona. That's with one application, one grant application process. Now we apply. I give our mentees a list of. It's always at least 80 grants and grant funded opportunities on our list every month. It's over $1.2 million in funding. This one grant opportunity has 1,600 applications. So the odds of winning is 0 if you don't apply. But if you like me and you got a good application, if you like Tay, who is a swim instructor in New York, who's now won over $35,500, we don't worry about the odds. We don't worry about how many people apply because we got strong applications. So when we get in, it might shock us a little bit, but then we're like, okay. And then we're going to do it again, because we're crazy. But, and yes, you can be a startup. You just have to have a strong story about why you're starting your business and who the business is benefiting and why you need a grant to continue that vision. So let me know if you have more questions. I'm happy to dive in deeper. It was another question. Let me see. I'm scrolling. Are y'all telling me how y'all heard about this? Lakita says, what is the secret to actually getting a grant? There are a lot of secrets. The number one secret I teach is that I teach two. We'll go with one. The number one is that you got to know how to ask. Most people think because they apply for a grant, they're asking, but you're not. So the Bible says you have not because you what? Ask not. And ask stands for align. It stands for story and it stands for knowledge. So you're aligning with what the grant is giving away the funding for. You're sharing your story, not just your story, what makes you so great, but the story of the people that you're serving with these grant funds, the people that you serve through your business that can use you in this grant to help you take their business and their life to the next level. And then you share your knowledge of your business and of your funding. So you got to know how to ask. You got to ask the right way. And I teach that in the mentorship over at blackwomenandgrants.com. As a matter of fact, that is the name of my new book. I have not printed out the cover yet, but I wrote 3 books so far. I'm working on book number 4 this month. This is book number 1, teaching all about what grants are, what they're not, and what grants you should be applying for based on where you are in your business. This is book number 2, Black Women in Grants, about Tay, who's on here right here with us now. Her story's on page 19, by the way. We read it together. But I did a case study on our last 10 grant winners, how they won their grants, and what they're telling you to go do so you can win too. And then I wrote this book where the literal answer to the how to ask is in this book. It's called The Grant Game. All 3 of these books are over at blackwomenandgrants.com in our book bundle. Or you can get them as a part of the mentorship program where you also get access to more. So the number one secret to winning grants is to ask, but you got to know how to ask. A lot of people apply for this funding thinking their application is enough, and it's not, okay? So let me know if you have more questions. We can dive deeper, okay? Black Amazon Queen says, where do you find what grants are available? You can go on Google right now and type in grants for small business, grants for whatever your business is, grants for your city. We have Peaches. She's in Detroit and she has a barbecue restaurant, and her state just won a grant, but it trickled down to the city level. And so she found it by reaching out to her local politician's office and saying, hey, trying to save this restaurant business, what y'all got? And they sent her a $9,500 grant just from a conversation. And then they said, here's how you apply to get this money. And so that's what she did. She submitted that application. They sent her $9,500. She got her new fridge freezer combo. She said she bought her some ribs, some briskets, and some pantry items. The food that don't go bad. And it came in the nick of time because shortly after that, she had 2 deaths in her friends and family circle. So she was able to pad the business for a while as she had to handle the grieving process as well. So it came in clutch, as the kids say. I hope that means what I think it do. But anyway. So yeah, it's different ways to find grants. I give you a list of 13 secret places to find grants in the mentorship. Tay's on here. She is so good at finding grants in her hood. And I call everybody's hood a hood because you live in a neighborhood. So we all in the hood. Erica says it's her first time here. Hey, Erica. Welcome, girl. Tay say, I'm nosy. Same, girl, same. Miss T says, I've been on before in life. Oh, have you? Okay. Welcome back. Said, wow, I'm looking ready to apply. You better go apply. Hey, Peaches Priscilla. We got another Peaches in the house. That was my nickname in college, too. I hated it. But anyway, it's because I'm from Georgia. Hey, Kimmy, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that. Tay said, what, lady? Tay, I forgot to send you and Ashley this link, but she's going to send a replay. I'm going to send it to y'all. It was good. It was good. And we don't just learn from anybody, but she's writing this check. And we trying to be her friend. So yeah, I'll send y'all the replay when she sent it to me. Because I think I'm gonna be on her podcast and she gonna probably come on the live here with us because they're making their winning decisions in December. I submitted my application almost a month ago. You probably applied to the grant, but she changed the rules in the middle of the game, girl. I was like, well, wait, what does that mean? Wait a minute. So she went from $5,000 to $10,000. And I was like, you could do that? I ain't never seen that. So I learned me something today, okay? Period has a school of phlebotomy. It's a lot of mobile phlebotomists, future grant winners, and all that be on our lives, girl. So you know that place. Tay says, Mama said you're so full of like, thank you, Mama. And I ain't even had no nap today. So that means something, okay? So I'm here. I think learning about that check I just got help put a little spunk. You know, I can wake up. Wait a minute. Hey. So that's what that is today. Not even caffeine, but a check. What other questions y'all got before we dive into another frequently asked question about grants? If you're new here, you're just joining, welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, founder of BlackWomenInGrants.com, where I help Black women, for-profit, small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. Y'all ready? Just ask, and I got you. Thank you, Santandrex. I appreciate y'all. I told Ashley I wasn't supposed to tell nobody, but they said we could share with our core people. I was like, well, I ain't gonna post it, but I'm gonna tell people because I can't keep this no secret. So, any questions before we move on? We talked about what grants are. Free money, debt-free, don't have to pay it back, not based on your credit, background history don't matter. As a matter of fact, this lady, let me read my notes. I wrote them pretty too. That's how you know I'm listening, when you can read my handwriting. I took my time with this. She said, hold on, because it don't mean it's easy to read. I could try to go by memory, but hold on. I don't even know. I feel like I can't. I wrote it in cursive pretty. It makes me focus. I can't read it and try to talk to y'all. But in a nutshell, she said, when you're applying for grants, and she's won over, I think she said 600,000, but she's in the nonprofit space. So she founded a nonprofit. She's won over $500,000 in grants, and now she has a grant that she's going to be giving out every year for a few times a year. This is her first time giving it out. And so I'm going to help her build it up so more of us can get it. But she said she doesn't like to see the applications, and she has 1,600 applications so far for this grant, and it just opened up last couple weeks. And she's expecting more applications, but she's noticing the theme. Number one, that when people are applying for her grant, they're only given 1 or 2 sentence answers, and she said that's a no-no. She said, don't make it easy for a grant to tell you no. And if you're not giving enough information, you're making it easy for them to tell you no. So when I ask y'all, what do you do? And you like, you know, I got a lot of ideas. I do a lot of things. You're not going to win a grant talking like that. But when you can tell me what you do, like when I tell y'all, hey, I'm Dr. AJ Austin. I help Black women, for-profit, small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. That's what I do. Now, if you got more questions, we can dive deeper. But they have to understand what you do. But then she also said 2 other things, which apply more in the nonprofit space than the for-profit, but this is her money. So I ain't going to argue with that lady. But she said, don't come on the grant applications talking about how hard you got it. And I teach this all the time. I've been right here in this spot for 2 years. I got a new chair, but same spot. Teaching y'all. Over 700 lives I've done right here for 2 years. And so she said, talk about what you've been able to do successfully. Show that you're not begging for the money, but you're the one they should choose because you could like take that money and stretch it and it'll do the most versus the 1,599 other people that's applying for that same funding. So you got to make that application stand out. So you can have a list of grants, you can have a list of applications, but if you don't know what to say on that grant, you might as well not apply. You can take a shot in the dark. Hey, Deontay, welcome back, girl. So she also said, don't come in talking about how hard you got it. And if you don't, and I told her, I was like, I ain't never heard nobody say the same thing I said. But she said, don't come in there acting like if you don't win this grant, you got to close your business doors. And I just dropped my pen because I was like, I be trying to tell them. So this is from the horse's mouth, literally the lady that is putting up the money for the grant. I didn't get to ask her where the money come from, but I'm going to be nosy later. And as you apply, because you got to be clear with what you need a grant for, how you're going to spend the funding, and showing the grant that that return on investment if they invest in your business. So I hope this is helping y'all. Is this helping? Put help in the chat if it's helping you. Let me know. Hopefully you getting some out of this. I ain't just talking to hear myself talk. I mean, I know I sound good sometimes, but help me, help you, help yourself. Kendra say help with an exclamation point. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kendra. It's helping you, Miss T. All right now. Kendra says, love the information. Thank you, girl. This is just a little bit of what I can remember. Still trying to read. Hold on. Oh, she was talking about financial strength. That's what I was trying to get to. She said, only talk about hardships if it's a hardship grant. And I said, oh, now I didn't know that's the term grants used, but it's the term that I'm used to seeing on scholarship applications because I've won over $100,000 in scholarship to get my degree back in the day. So it was always a scholar or a hardship this and a merit grant or merit scholarship that. But grants is the same way apparently. And so she's like, only tell us about your struggles if that's the type of grant. Like we're looking for someone who's about to go out of business. Child, they ain't gonna never say that. But she like, basically, we don't care. We know you need money. That's why you're applying for this grant, right? I was like, oh, that's good. Did y'all know that? Let me know because I didn't know. I remember one time I applied for a grant. Girl, I told them all my business. My lights off, my insurance canceled, my water off, this bill due, that bill due, baby shark do, and I did not get that grant. I was like, dang, I thought if I told a really good sob story, it was true, which is why I wanted the grant. However, they don't want to hear that. Ain't that a nugget? Rico Will says that's a nugget. It was, and I was like, I like how she put it. Now she's a white lady, I'm black, so I'm gonna just put it out there and say what it is. She gave me the nicer way to say this to y'all, basically, because I'm gonna break it down into Ebonics, okay? But yeah, she said only tell us if it's a hardship, if we're offering a hardship grant. And I was like, bitch, that she was nice. Because I'd be like, don't be over there begging for them people money. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna give it to you like a mama, big sister, auntie, grandmama, sister in the church, mother of the church. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. And it's a lesson that we do have to learn because that eventually gets in your brain. When you're telling that story so much and then you're not winning the grant, you don't know it's because you're telling that hardship story and they don't want to hear that. And you're thinking like, well, now they keep rejecting me and I can't never get no money. And then I got to hear y'all crying about grants don't work and I can't never win. They don't never choose me. And it's because you over there begging for them people money. So don't beg, okay? What questions y'all got? Put a question in the chat if you have a question. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, founder of BlackWomenInGrants.com. I help Black women, for-profit small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. And I told y'all about my 2 open scholarship spots to join me tonight. You got to join during the live to get our scholarship price plus 2 bonuses. I'm working on a book. It'll be available at the end of the month. I'm also working on an event that I'm hosting here in Atlanta in April. And the first person that joins tonight gets a bonus call with me. It's a 90-minute call where you can tell me all about your business and what you do and why God has called you, and you prayed and you cried and you prayed and you cried and they need a grant. And we're going to get your strategy together, okay? That's the bonus, Deonti. That's for people who not in the program. Did you join us already? I know I asked you that before. Remind me, girl. Let me know. It's 600 of y'all. It's more than that, but I can keep up with 600. So that's the scholarship bonuses. The scholarship price gets you into the mentorship program. The mentorship program is our self-study program. Okay, you're not in it yet. Okay, got you. Hold on. Why is TikTok just blocking y'all left and right on tonight? I don't know why it's doing all these comments like this. Okay, there we go. So over at BlackWomenInGrants.com is my 6-month mentorship program where I help Black women, for-profit small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. It's $197, Dione, and there is Klarna, there's Afterpay, and there's Affirm if you need it as a payment arrangement option. And so in the program is a series of videos. It's all 3 books that I showed y'all earlier. Let me see if I can hold them up together. How strong I am. So book number 1, Finding Funding, all about how to find, apply for, and win grants. Book number 2, Black Women in Grants. All of our grant winners are in this book about how they won and their case studies and stories. Then book number 3, I don't know, all these in there, okay? This is the grant game, because grants are a game. And you got to know how to play. There are rules to this. And I just found out today, I did not know that they can change the rules in the middle, or as my country kin folks say, in the middle of you playing this game. So just like the lady, she started out with a $5,000 grant. She decided after our applications are in and more are coming in, oh, we're going to double it and give it to the next person. So now it's $10K. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. How would my application have changed if I would have known it's $10,000 on the line? So anyway, so the bonuses that come with joining us over at blackwomeningrants.com and being the first one is that you get a bonus call with me, that 90 minutes to come hang out on the phone, tell me all about you and what you do and why you need a grant, boo. And then you get a ticket to come hang out with us here in Atlanta at my event in April, and it will be here before you know it. That is the one that is in partnership with Google. And so you want to be there. And so those are the bonuses that come with joining me tonight during the live. The bonuses are not on the website. It's only available during the live. So go get it. First come, first serve. There's 2 spots open right now. What other questions do you guys have? Let me know. Any other questions about grants? We talked about what they are. We talked about how you shouldn't be on there begging. You don't have to be a nonprofit to win a grant. For-profits win grants. As a matter of fact, the call I just got off of, the lady was a nonprofit writer and a nonprofit grant winner, but she's only offering this grant for-profit because she mentioned how at any given time, there's a grant out there for nonprofits, but not so many for-profits. Or if it is for us, it's so many people applying. She wanted to add one more to the pool. And I was like, thank you, girl. So, yeah, that was a very, very helpful thing to know. Any top of mind questions that come to y'all, just let me know. I'm happy to answer. If I've said anything that caused you to have questions, let me know. You also don't need a grant writer to apply for grants. Grant writers are for nonprofits. We're in the for-profit space. And so with the for-profit space, our money comes from foundations, organizations, associations, and corporations. I'll say that again. Foundations, corporations, organizations, and associations. So we're not applying for nonprofit grants. We're not applying for government grants. We're not applying for federal funding. That doesn't apply to us. We're literally winning money from multi-million and billion-dollar companies that have set aside what's called CSR, or community. I forgot what it meant, but it's like a pool of money that they've set aside from their profits, and they want to now give back to the community. And so think of Dione put Amex. So Amex has been behind the winning. So Amex is they're more partners and sponsors for grant funded opportunities. So think of Visa. Thank you, Ms. Jones. Corporate social responsibility. That show what coming to mind. So they think of Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Goldman Sachs. I just finished their program earlier this year. And then we had a crew that just got accepted to their new cohort this year. They're getting ready to fly out to New York. So Tay, you may meet some of your BWIG sisters again. Just stop by and tell them, hey, real quick. But think of sometimes Target is in there, sometimes Walmart is in there, but these are mostly like banks, investment firms, like big corporations. So Office Depot, Office Max. I'm thinking of people who have been on my checks and behind the partnerships that I have won. Whether it's a grant with just like a check in the mail, you can go cash it at your bank, or they can put it in your bank account, or they can send you a PayPal payment or pay it through invoice. Tay's in a program right now where they got to submit an invoice and get that check at the end. So you can be paid in different ways. So in order to get these grants, you don't need an LLC necessarily. A lot of people ask that. Do I need my LLC? You don't necessarily need an article of incorporation unless a grant asks you to have that in order to apply. But they will tell you in their eligibility requirements. And so, but what they do require is for you to have a business bank account and usually an EIN or an or an employer identification number, like the social security number for your business. So have those two things set up. Today I learned that they do want you to have a web presence. So if you don't have a website set up or your socials aren't set up, start getting that stuff set up as you apply for grants. I have a list of about 60 different things you need to have in place. We call those your digital ducks. You need to have your digital ducks in a row as you go out and apply for these grants and grant funded opportunities. Grant funded opportunities are things like scholarships, partnerships, sponsorships, bursaries, contests, giveaways, small business pitch competitions. These are other forms of grants. We just call them grant funded opportunities or GFOs. And this is where the bigger names, the Visas, the American Express, the Goldman Sachs, the Regions Banks, Wells Fargo, Chase, FedEx, UPS, you name it. Those are the companies behind. They've partnered with the corporations, the organizations, the associations to fund our business education. So let's take a trending topic today. Over 300,000 Black women have been laid off, let go, lost their jobs in corporate America, which means a lot of them will be coming over to the entrepreneurship space, even for a short time, which also means that they're going to want to start finding funding for their business, especially once they find out you don't have to pay out of pocket to be in control of your financial destiny. And so what that also means is there is money behind a lot of these opportunities where these banks, these investment firms, these larger corporations, foundations, associations, organizations have pulled together that CSR money, and they're funding educational platforms. Everything from digital online courses to in-person opportunities. I got flown out for 5 days twice this year to New York from Atlanta to spend time at the Goldman Sachs office learning from top professors from the New York University Stern School of Business, fully funded. I'm about to start a program this week with Google, fully funded. And so what that means is there are opportunities to now be educated. Now that you're not in corporate, you're starting a business, you need funding. Let's get the educational access that these corporations are funding for how to start that business, what your target market is, how to start putting together your plan, how to start pitching for funding at a higher level, getting you grant ready, capital ready, investment ready. And so you'll see a lot of emails and social media posts and newsletters and press releases. You're going to hear a lot more talk about these types of opportunities called grant funded opportunities. And you want to start getting familiar with how to get into these classes, how to win these scholarships, how to get educated, the right ones, because every program is not created equally and they all offer something different, but they can all benefit you. Just think of it as our reparations for now. That's all we get so far. Just take it, sis. Get that education, get that knowledge, and then go flip it and reverse it. Make this information work for your business. Let these people pay to teach you. Let them pay these professors. Let them pay these coaches, these trainers, these advisors, these mentors in these programs that are already set in place. And all you got to do is apply. And so I give my mentees a list of these, 5 of my favorite. I've been through 25 of these programs. I'm getting mine, okay? But I recommend my top 5 in the mentorship over at blackwomenandgrants.com. And I've interviewed our top funder. And that interview is in the mentorship as well as to what they look for as they start letting us into these programs, what type of businesses are best fit, what they're teaching in these programs, and where the money resides. They go out and get the money for you. They now hire teams of recruiters to find people like us who want to learn, who want to be educated, and who want this money for the sake of our businesses. So again, everything is over at blackwomenandgrants.com as to what my program offers. And I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have. So based on what we talked about so far, what is like your number one takeaway? What is like an aha moment? Something that you're like, oh, okay. Like something that has really helped you since we've been chatting the last almost hour. Tell me something that you picked up, that I put down, that you're walking away with. Even if I never see you again, this is going to bless you real good. when you go put this knowledge into action. Anything? Or if you have any questions, let me know. Any questions, any ahas, any takeaways? I'm going to answer one more frequently asked question, and then if you guys have more questions, I'll take it, and then we'll wrap up. Miss T says, what to say when applying? Give me a specific example of a question, Miss T, or let me flip it on you real quick. I think this will help you best. Hold on. So the grant that I won today, I went back and looked at my application. I was like, what did I say? Because I will ask them flat out, what made you choose me? And so one response I got, and I share one grant that I won a couple years ago. I put that application. Oh, you said that's your takeaway is what to say on the application. Okay, I'm gonna bless you with this bonus too. Thank you for clarifying that. Deona says she learned not to beg for any grants unless they told you to, right? Let me give you some quick, because this application was super simple looking back at it, but my answers were really good. So here are some questions when you say a lot of people say, I don't know, I'm not a good writer. I don't know what stories to tell. I don't know what information to put on. I don't know what to leave out. I don't want to give too much information. And so here are some questions. They'll say, well, why did you start your business? That's what to say on an application. So put in the chat real quick. Why did y'all start your businesses? Just let me know real quick. Some people say like divorce. They saw a need, like Ashley Rankin. She's in our mentorship and she's a graduate of my mastermind. She's won over $42,000 for her organic skincare line. Thank you for sharing the live, Sabria. I like your name too, by the way. I thought that was Sabrina. That's pretty. So Ashley has a skincare issue. She said she used to work a very stressful job. It caused her scalp to have flare-ups. And she couldn't find anything on the market that would help with that. So she has a background in biology. So she created her own skincare that the skin flare-ups went away. She started selling it on Etsy. Etsy came out with a grant and she won that grant, $5,000. But that was from a need. That was from a problem that she saw. And so she answered that problem by founding her business. So the question, why did you start your business? That's a similar story that she shares. So tell me in the chat real quick, why did you start your business? I'm talking to all 18 of y'all that's on here right now. If anyone wants to share, why did you start your business? I started my business because I was winning grants and I really wanted to help other Black women win grants. I love us. And my heart gets just as happy as if it's my money when Tay emails me, when Ashley emails me, when Deanna Joy emails me. Deanna Joy is a nonprofit grant writer. She's winning money for her business and her clients. When our mentees tell me that they have won a grant, I smile and I'm just as happy as if it was going in my bank account. Okay. And so I like that feeling. I love community. I love knowing about what's going on behind the scenes in your business and that grants can now introduce a new revenue stream. I love knowing, like I recently had an aha, like this is really another form of income for Black women with businesses. So it's like a nest egg, add a little cushion, a little padding. That's why I say, don't go in there begging for them people money. Show them that you're making money and this is adding to that. It's an investment, right? Raquel says she started her business to offer childcare during non-traditional hours. I love that. That's a great way to say, you know, I got a daycare center or I do in-home daycare or I babysit. You know, it's a much more fancier way. Deone says she did it to fill a need. What need, Deone? Let me know. Don't assume I remember what you do because I don't. I probably ask you every 10 and I'm not sorry, okay? Anybody else want to tell me why did you start your business? I'm literally looking at this grant application and this is a question on the application. You got to be ready to answer. Another one, let's see. Let me pick out a good one and then we're going to wrap up. Oh, this is a good one. But I want to give y'all a chance. Anybody else want to tell me why you started your business? Just put it in the chat real quick. Sherilyn says, started to help others identify local community resources for services. Okay. I'm getting hot over here. Okay. Deone says, need for seniors and others with mobility issues stay in their home and get care. Got it. All great reasons, by the way. But this is when you're wondering what to say on a grant application. Y'all are doing a great job answering that question. Why did you start your business? Here's another one, and we'll wrap up with this. This is two-part, but they label it under growth. And this goes back to don't be begging for them people money. It says, how are you working to grow your business today? That's part one. Part two is, what challenges are you experiencing? And then I guess part 2B is, how are you addressing them? So that's the same thing the lady said on the call today. This was really good. So let me take my time and read this to y'all. She said, answer the question real quick. What is your biggest challenge in your business? I'm going to see if somebody's going to say the number one answer I see all the time. If a grant asks you, what is your biggest challenge in your business? What would you say? Put it in the chat real quick. Think of your biggest business challenge and put that in the chat. Let me see who will be first with that answer, and then I'm going to help you. Anybody want to tell me what their biggest? Okay, Tay says pool space. Tell us more, Tay. Pool space. For someone who maybe doesn't know what you do on this grant application, because they won't. He only says recruiting and training workers. Okay. Anybody else want to answer? The number one thing people put on these applications for that question is money. Money is their biggest challenge. Right there. Look at Cheryl. She said identifying startup money for business. Right there. I was waiting on somebody to say it. That's numero uno. And she said, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Right? It all boils down to money. Hiring a team, recruiting, paying for space. But most people just come flat out and say, my biggest challenge is money. I ain't got enough clients. I ain't made enough money. I ain't made enough sales. I ain't offered enough services. It's hard to find clients. My business is struggling. And so they tell that business or that story. But let me just read. She said, instead of talking from that angle, aka begging, I call it being financially desperate. You never want to apply for grants from a financially desperate place. You want to show them that you have a business, which means you're making money, or even if it's a startup, it has the potential to make money in the next 12 months, 24 months, etc. So you have to have the plan written out for how you're going to do that. What does your marketing look like? What do your sales look like? Who are you selling to? How much is it? What products and services are you offering? And so you have to pivot that from my biggest challenge is finding money to do blank to talking about, yes, that's an issue. However, here's why I need this grant in order to pivot from that being a problem. Thank y'all for sharing the live. El Price and Sabria. She said focus more on how you're combating that issue. So talk about what's currently going well for you. Yes, I need money for a pool space, but in the meantime, here's what I'm doing. So Tay, what are you doing in the meantime that you're getting up the money for your pool space? Talk to me about that. Miss T, what are you doing in the meantime to getting the money for security with data, whatever that means? I don't know. I'm trying to speak your language. You put in the chat. Becoming a bookkeeper. What are you doing in the meantime? Are you taking classes? Are you partnering with other people? Are you giving away the services for free, giving discounts? I don't know. Tell me. Deone, what are you doing in the meantime to recruit and train workers? Because if you flip that and you say something like, well, I'm currently putting together a workforce training and development program for people with, what do we call it? Disadvantaged backgrounds from underrepresented communities. I'm currently serving in this way. Like, you got to flip it. So Tay says she's currently renting a university pool, right? So you got to show them what you're currently working on, what's currently going well for you. And then talk about who you recruited already that is helping you get there. So Tay, for you, I know you partnered with your April Fool's Day event, right? Talk about that sponsorship because that matters. And it's like, oh, okay. So she's not just sitting and waiting on a handout, but she's actually out in the hood doing good, as she should. Amen. So Miss T is taking her courses and classes under bookkeeping. There you go. So you show them what you're currently doing. So for me, I'm applying for grants to offer more scholarships. I want to help 1,000 Black women. We're at 600 plus. We'll be at 1,000 before this time next year. So in the meantime, while I can't help 1,000 at one time for free, I can give partial scholarships like I do now over at blackwomenandgrants.com. Instead of paying my full investment to come join my mentorship, which is $997, me winning grants allow me to let you in one by one, two by two for $197 for 6 months. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you doing in the meantime? She says, focus on what is going well for you right now, and then who you've recruited to come help. So in our case, we're talking about grants we've won. We're talking about grants we're helping other women win. In y'all's case, you're taking your classes, you're partnering with other people. Leonie says she's recruiting single mothers who need help entering the caregiver space. There you go. So all of that is what they want to hear versus, I'm just a Black woman with a business. I need money because I'm broke. Can you help us with that? No. Tell them that story. So I'm teaching this a different way because I always tell y'all to talk about who you're bringing with you. Community impact, social impact. Talk about who you're helping in the hood. But this is another way of saying that and of doing that. And then, yeah, that's all I can gather. Yep, I think I touched on the main points. We'll talk about the rest later. Right, you gotta work, Miss T. Any final questions before we go? This was good. Thank y'all for hanging out. We're about to wrap it up. I'm a little bit over time. I only plan on being on here for about an hour with you guys. Over at blackwomenandgrants.com is how to come join us in our mentorship for the scholarship price of the $197. Get the free bonus call with me to help you put together your grant application strategy, which is me telling you what angle you need to take as you apply for these grants. And then we walk through the grants you need to be going out and applying for. I give you a list of grants with over $1.2 million in funding on that list. Our list comes out every month at the top of the month. And so it's over $1.2 million in funding on that list of grants that have been vetted for women in business. Okay. All three of my books are there. The bonuses are not there. So like I said, you got to join before I go. You got about 5 minutes to hop on that train. Okay. First come, first serve for the scholarship prices, with the book bonus, as well as the ticket to come join us here in Atlanta and the bonus for the free call with me. Any final questions before we go? Let me know. Any questions about anything we've talked about? I know this went by kind of fast. Sometimes I hang out a little bit longer, but I don't want to overdo it. Your girl been busy today. Even TikTok is checking on us. Hold on, I gotta verify that I'm still here. It must be like, you usually be gone by now. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay. Verified, I'm still here. Any final questions before we wrap up? Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and log out of you. Check out the link I thought the link was in the chat, but apparently, let me see if I can change that real quick. Oh, it's in there. It's just not showing it. There we go. Let me do manage links before I go. Maybe it'll change it. TikTok. YouTube, any final questions before I go? Let me know. Okay, I don't know what Facebook is doing, but I'm going to log off in un momento. Let's manage the links. Again, the website is blackwomenandgrants.com to come join us. L Price says question above. Let me see if I see it. L, just you might have to put it back in there because TikTok been graying out y'all's comments. So some of them I can't see. So Maybe try to word it different and put it in there again, and maybe it won't block it, but I don't see it from you. Anyone else have a question that I may have missed? Let me know. I'm happy to hang out a little bit with you. If you're over at blackwomeningrants.com claiming your spot, it takes about 2 minutes to join us. Like I said, you can click the link here on our TikTok profile, or you can go there directly, blackwomeningrants.com. You can put wait in the chat if you need me to wait on you to make sure you get logged in to our learning portal, get access to your welcome packet and your books and your link to book your free call with me, and more information on all of the learnings. Okay. One more time. Let me try this on Facebook. Save links. Okay. I give up Facebook. Y'all have a great evening. Goodbye. Okay. You're welcome, Miss T. Thank you for being here. I'm glad to see you on here, girl. You got to come more often. I thought this was your first time. YouTube, final call, babes. Any final questions? If not, we're logging off in 3, 2, bye, YouTube. Okay. I have to end YouTube because I be forgetting I'll be still